Okay, so multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit. An example, a few examples. Now here's the thing. Your kid may do it differently than how I do it. That's fine. But I noticed there was a problem when it came to the carrying and getting confused. And so we tried a different method. But they can do it the way they know how. With these kinds of numbers, if your child does the box method, I actually would not do that. I would actually stick with one of the two ways you're about to see. Okay, so the first way we learned this is the break apart method, where I break this number down here, the 2-digit number, apart. Okay, and the 12 is composed of 110 and 2 ones, of course, right? We all know that, right? So that's essentially 10 plus 2, right? Your kids know that. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a whole nother problem. Okay, it's going to become 2 problems. Okay, so in step 2, okay, we are going to do 428 times 10. Okay, and 428 times 2. So you have 2 different problems. And this 10 comes from up here, and this 2 comes from here. Same thing, the 12, right? We just broke it apart. Your students really like doing this one first because it has a 0, and that's really easy because 0 times anything is 0. So 0 times 8, 0. Good. 0 times 2, 0. 0 times 4, 0. And then we know that we're going to always put a 0 down here, no matter what. We're not going to start multiplying here. We're going to first put our 0 here. Okay, so we got our 0. And then we're going to go 1 times 8, 8. 1 times 2, 2. 1 times 4, 4. Okay. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 8 is 8. And 0 plus 2 is 2. And we got a 4. We just bring that down. They know that. That was easy. So they really like doing that one first. Okay, so we're going to move over here to this one. This is the one where you really have to know your multiplication. And sometimes we're not having just a 2 here. Sometimes it's actually like a 9. So let's say your child doesn't know their 2s. Let's just say they do. So they come over here and they make a chart. Come down here and make a chart. Okay. Okay, so they have that chart, and they're going to go back and number it 1 through 9. Every single time they're going to number it 1 through 9, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and oh, I'm sorry, I have to hold the camera at the same time. So, okay, so it's 1 through 9. Now we're going to come back and we're going to be multiplying by 2. We're going to be counting by 2. So we're going to start 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and and 18. It looks crazy, but it's still 18. Doesn't matter. So 8 times 2. Okay, 8 times 2. Let's go over here. 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, so we're gonna drop our 6, carry our 1. And I like to put our plus 1 on kids. I tell them all the time to put plus 1 up there so that we know not to multiply that. Just add it. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4. Of course, our chart tells us that. 4. But we have to add this, so we're going to add 1 to it, and it's going to be 5, right? And then 2 times 4, 2 4 times is 8. 856, right? Okay, so now you're left with two numbers. You have this number and you have this number. So what you're going to do in the end is you're just going to add these two numbers together. That's all you're going to do. So let me scoot this up so you can see. So you're going to take the numbers 4,280 and add 856. Okay, 0 plus 6 is 6. 8 plus 3 is 13. Drop the 3, carry that 1. 8 plus 2 is 10. Add 1 more is 11. So I'm going to carry that 1, of course. And 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, so that's your answer right there. And that's how you get it. That's our breakaway method. Now, your student may understand it better this way. Okay, 2 times 8, 16, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 equals 5. And 2 times 4 is 8, which is really what we got up here. We did the same thing when we broke it apart. Same thing, 856. And we remember to always drop our 0 before we start multiplying. Okay? 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 4 is 4. Okay? Now I'm just going to add them together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 8 plus 5 is 13. Drop the 3, carry that 1. 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 1 more is 11. Carry that 1. And 5. Which is the same thing as they did up here. They just broke it apart because some kids, this is just kind of, you know, right now it's very basic. It's just a 12. But when we get to numbers like 34 and on, it's going to get a little bit, you're going to be carrying with both of these numbers. So it just kind of gets a little bit complicated. And you come out to the same answer like here. Okay. I want to show you a quick one with a more complicated number. So let's stick with 428 because for some reason I don't want to think of another number. Okay, so 34. Okay, again, it's composed of 3 10s, 4 1s. So that's 30 plus 4, right? Kid's gonna create two problems, which is going to be 428 times 30 and 428 times 4. 0 times 8, 0, of course. So we got a whole lot of zeros. And then we drop a 0. Now, this is when we get this number carries, and so does this one. So doing it that last way I showed you, it can get complicated that way. Okay, so 3 times 8, 24, drop the 4, carry the 2. 3 times 2, 6, plus 2 more, 8, of course. 3 times 4, 12. Okay, 0, 4, 8, 2, 1. Remember your comma. Okay, so that's the first number. Okay, by the way, like I said, if they don't know their 3s, then have them do this. And to believe it or not, many of our 5th graders don't really know multiplication, which that's going to be fixed very soon. But this really works. So if they didn't understand their 3s here, they're going to list 1 through 9 every single time. And then they're going to do their 3s, 3, 6, 9, and so on and so forth. Okay, same thing with this. If they don't know their 4s, I need them to make a list. Okay? I don't want them to guess. I want them to know it. 4 times 8 is 32. Drop your 2. Carry your 3. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3 more is 11. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 1 more is 15. 17. I'm sorry. 17. Okay. 17. Now we're just going to add these two numbers together. 12,840 plus 1,712. Okay, 0 plus 2 is 2. 4 plus 1 is 5. 8 plus 7, 15. Carry that 1. 1 plus 2 plus 2, 4. And we're going to bring that 1 down. So that's our answer. And quickly, I'm going to show you the other way and why it can get complicated. And if your child understands it, they can do it that way. It's no problem for me. Okay. Okay, once again, same thing as that. Okay, except you're gonna drop your 0. And I guess the best thing to do is when they drop that 0, make them at least mark these out so that they know not to touch them again. Because that's really the complication. Don't touch those again. Okay, 3 times 8, 24. Drop your 4. Carry your 2. 3 times 2, 6. Plus 2 more, 8. Okay, and 3 times 4 is 12. 2, 12. Okay, so 2, 5, 15, and 4, and 1. Okay, same answer, it's just 2 different ways of getting it. Breakaway method, break apart method, and just a standard algorithm. This is fine. But guys, please, if you see your students breaking it down into a box method, stop them. That is a no-no. They cannot do that. That is far too complicated. Okay, so one of those 2 methods will work for multiplying 3-digit by 2-digit. Okay, thank you.